Hi everyone, welcome back to My Vegan Provence. Last week we reinvented Christmas with my orange blossom and pine nut cookies. And today I'm taking it up a notch with a cookie that is even bolder, even more Provençal. The Pastis and Apricot cookie. Imagine this. Sweet dried apricots, the anise punch of pastis, crunchy flaked almonds, and a hit of earthy sage, all wrapped up in a buttery, chewy cookie. It's sweet, herbal, boozy, and totally addictive. Perfect for the holidays. This is the second recipe in my Christmas cookies series, and let me tell you, this one is a game changer. Inspired by the flavors of Provence, this cookie is 100% my creation. You won't find anything like this in traditional Provençal cuisine. So, are you ready to bake something unexpected, festive, and uniquely Provençal? Let's dive in.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais toi? Oui?
Let's talk about the star ingredients that make this cookie so special. All emblems of Provençal cuisine. First, you need dried apricots. They are sweet, chewy, and packed with fruity intensity. Provence is famous for its apricots, and they bring natural sweetness and a pop of color to your cookies. Pastis, the iconic anise flavor liqueur of Provence. We are reducing it to intensify its bold herbal flavor, just enough to give these cookies a boozy kick. We need flaked almonds that we're going to toast to golden perfection. They add a nutty crunch and beautiful texture contrast. We also need some sage. Its earthy, slightly peppery flavor balances the sweetness and adds a layer of complexity you won't expect in a cookie. But trust me, the magic is how these flavors all come together. And of course, we got the classics: butter, sugar, lemon zest, and flour. You will also need star anise, baking powder, salt, egg replacer. You can find my egg replacer recipe here and also in the information box. And you will also need icing sugar to glaze the cookie. We are going to do some prep work first. So we are going to reduce the pastis to get rid of the alcohol and also to intensify the flavors. And we're going to reduce 16 tablespoons. And in the pastis we're going to put the two star anise and direction to the stove. We are going to reduce the pastis on medium heat. We are going to let it boil like this for 1 or 2 minutes. So I'm going to turn the heat and we're going to let the pastis cool down. Next, we are going to toast the almond flakes. I put them on a pan and I'm going to turn the heat to medium-low because you have to be careful not to burn almonds. They will burn fast. So it takes a few minutes to toast them. The almonds are starting to release their flavor. That means that they're starting to toast. That's why you need to be careful and watch them. They're starting to take color. I'm going to use a spatula. They're starting to get golden and I'm going to stop the heat. And immediately we transfer them into a plate because they're going to continue cooking and risk to burn. We are going to dice the apricots in small pieces. So I will cut them in 3 and then in 3 again to obtain chunks like this. And we're going to zest the 2 lemons completely. I like to use a microplane because microplane is very efficient. It only scrapes the zest, so that means the surface of the lemon. That's what we want. We want to have these strong lemony flavors in the cookie, and it doesn't scrape the bitter part, which is the white part. And the second one. Et voilà. To make the egg replacer, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of egg replacer into a bowl, and we're going to add 6 tablespoons of reduced pastis. And you give it a quick mix to make sure there are no lumps. And it's ready. In a stand mixer with the paddle attachment, if you have the rubber one, use this because it mixes everything very well. That's my favorite one. We are going to cream the butter. We are going to cream the butter until smooth. You can start slow and increase the speed. When the butter is nice and smooth, we can add the sugar. And we're going to mix until light and fluffy. Again, we start slow and we increase. When the butter is light and fluffy, it's time to add the egg replacer. So the egg replacer being liquid, we need to make an emulsion with the butter. We're going to start slow again to avoid splashes, and we're going to increase the speed until well combined. And at this point, I also like to add the baking powder, the salt, the sage, and then the lemon zest. And we're going to give a quick mix. So now we're going to add the flour. And we're going to mix until well combined. At low speed to avoid the poof of flour. And when the dough forms a mass around the paddle, your dough is mixed. And now we can add the apricots. I like to keep some apricots to put them at the end when the cookies are shaped, because it's always nice to see what's inside the cookie. I'm counting to put 2 pieces of apricot in each cookie. Then I add the almonds, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep like a tablespoon-ish of almonds, also to put them on the cookie. Maybe 2 tablespoons, yeah, something like that. So we're going to give a quick mix until the mixings are well combined. That takes like 30 seconds. Okay. So I clean the paddle. To bake your cookies, you need a baking tray lined with either way parchment paper or silicone mat. This is the silicone mat that I use and reuse and clean each time. I also like to weight my cookies. So for that, I use a scale and I use a tablespoon. You can also use an ice cream scoop, like that one, but I prefer to use a tablespoon. So let's go. 90 grams. 88, 90. So I'm going to form a ball that is slightly flattened. I realize that helps the cookie to bake better. And you continue shaping your cookie balls until all the dough is finished. Now I'm going to add toppings to make them more appealing. Here we can see the color of the apricot. I press them in for them to stick. And now some of the almonds. If you press the almond, they're going to break. I need to space out the cookies a little bit, they're too close. So I'm going to do like this. Like that. They're not going to spread a lot, but they will still spread. Set your oven at 180 degrees Celsius with the fan mode on, and we're going to bake the cookies 10 minutes. You know that they're baked when the edges are slightly golden brown. So let's bake them now. Let's make the icing glaze. For this, we're going to take 3 tablespoons of pastis that we're going to pour into the icing sugar. We're going to give a good mix to make sure that there are no lumps, and then the icing sugar is very smooth. And when you reach this consistency, your icing glaze is ready. The cookies have completely cooled down. Now we can put the icing glaze. So we just give a good stir to loosen it. I use a small spoon and I take some of the icing, I empty slightly the spoon and then I drizzle. Wow, it's so good. So it's better to let the icing dry out until it firms up, and then you can serve your cookies. Oh, this is so good. The first flavor that hit me is the pastis inside the icing. Then the crispy exterior gives way to the chewy interior, loaded with chunks of sweet apricots and crunchy almonds. The pastis hits you first, warm, herbal, and slightly boozy, followed by the bright citrus from the lemon zests. Then comes the earthy sage, tying everything together with these peppery notes. The icing adds a delicate sweetness, while the almonds leave this lingering nutty flavor that is so delicious. It's like Christmas in Provence in every bite. It's unbelievable. Oh yes, it's perfect with coffee. It's a dream cookie. You have to try it. This cookie is complex, balanced, and totally unexpected. Perfect for impressing your guests or gifting for this holiday season. Let me know in the comments which Provençal flavor should I turn next into a cookie. I can't wait to hear your ideas. If you love this recipe, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content like this on My Vegan Provence. I will be dropping new cookie recipe every week until Christmas. So stay tuned. Click the notification bell to be notified. By the way, if you missed the first cookies in this series, my orange blossom and pine nut cookies, check it out right here. It's another flavor explosion you won't want to miss. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bon appétit et à bientôt.